Park Hyeong-seok has lived his entire life being judged before he even speaks. Overweight, insecure, and constantly bullied, school isn't just difficult for him, it's survival. Every day is another reminder that in his world, looks define your worth. Desperate to escape, his mother transfers him to a new school in a different city. A fresh start. Or at least, that's the hope. But on his very first night in his new room, everything changes. He wakes up in a completely different body. Tall, handsome, perfect. At first, it feels like a dream. But it's real. And even more shocking, he now has two bodies. When one sleeps, the other awakens. Two lives. One consciousness. And for the first time in his life, Hyeong-seok gets to see what it means to be treated differently, just because of how he looks. At school, in his new body, everything is easier. People smile at him. They listen. They respect him. He becomes popular almost instantly. The same world that once rejected him now welcomes him with open arms. But at night, when he returns to his original body, reality hits again. The same insults. The same pain. The same loneliness. And that contrast becomes impossible to ignore. As Hyeong-seok begins to navigate both lives, he quickly realizes something important. Changing your appearance doesn't erase the world's cruelty. It just shifts it. Even in his perfect body, jealousy, judgment, and violence still exist. That's when he meets Vasco. A fighter. A protector. Someone who doesn't tolerate injustice. Vasco steps in when Hyeong-seok's original body is being bullied, defending him without hesitation. But there's a twist. Vasco has no idea that the weak boy he protects and the popular student he sees at school are the same person. And that misunderstanding creates tension. Because while Vasco respects strength and honesty, he begins to question the perfect version of Hyeong-seok, sensing something isn't right. Meanwhile, Hyeong-seok starts building connections in his new life. For the first time, he has friends. People who talk to him, laugh with him, treat him like he matters. But deep down, there's guilt. Because none of it feels earned. Everything he has now came from a body that isn't truly his. That internal conflict grows stronger when he meets Payeon Deok-hwa, a quiet, overweight student who dreams of becoming a rapper. Someone who reminds Hyeong-seok of who he used to be, and still is. Deok-hwa is constantly mocked for his appearance and his ambitions. No one takes him seriously. No one believes in him. Except Hyeong-seok. At first, even Hyeong-seok misjudges him. But as he watches Deok-hwa continue to chase his dream despite the ridicule, something shifts. He sees courage. The kind of courage he never had. And for the first time, instead of running away from someone like him, he stands beside him. Together, they start training. Music becomes their escape. Their way of expressing everything they've been holding in, the pain, the anger, the desire to be seen. And during this process, Hyeong-seok discovers something unexpected. He can sing. Not just sing, but truly connect. It's raw. Emotional. Real. For once, it's not about how he looks. It's about what he feels. As the school festival approaches, everything builds toward one moment. One stage. One performance. But pressure starts closing in. Deok-hwa begins to doubt himself. The voices around him get louder. The fear of failure creeps back in. And Hyeong-seok faces his own question. Who is he, really? The perfect version everyone admires? Or the broken version he's been trying to hide? Because sooner or later, he can't keep both lives separate forever. On the day of the festival, the tension is at its peak. Backstage chaos. Rivalries. Expectations. And standing there, ready to perform, Hyeong-seok and Deok-hwa are forced to confront everything they've been running from. No more hiding. No more pretending. Just truth. When they step onto the stage, it's not just a performance. It's a statement. Every lyric carries their story. Every note reflects their struggle. And in that moment, the crowd isn't looking at appearances. They're listening. Feeling. Understanding. For the first time, Deok-hwa isn't the fat kid who wants to rap. He's an artist. And Hyeong-seok isn't just the handsome guy. He's real. They don't just perform. They break through. And when it ends, something changes. Not just in how others see them, but in how they see themselves. Even when a talent scout offers them an opportunity, a chance to step into something bigger, they refuse to lose what matters. Because this wasn't about fame. It was about proving something to themselves. That they're more than what people see. That their worth isn't defined by appearance. And that no matter what body Hyeong-seok wakes up in, he's still the same person inside. But now, he finally understands what that means. And maybe, for the first time, that's enough.